Today, we're going to be breaking down the truth about living in Puerto Rico. We were a little bit hesitant to make this video because last time we shared some of our experiences on Instagram, people tore us apart and said we were criticizing. We're not criticizing. We just want to share our legitimate experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Full disclaimer, Jarrell and I are both Puerto Ricans that just moved here about 11 months ago. We came from New Jersey. So our perspective is just a perspective of people coming from the States. I'm not saying this is everybody's experience. We know people that grew up here probably have a different experience than ours. We're just letting you know our personal take on living here on the island.
Yeah, this is episode 2 of living in Puerto Rico, so stick with us. Before we get into it, we just want to say that we love Puerto Rico. This video is just for educational purposes. Take it however you want.
The first truth about living here on the island is the fact that the power is always going out. You know, it's really difficult to even run a business here if you don't have a generator, let alone live here, especially in certain parts of the island that the power goes out for long periods of time. At least in the metro area, a lot of times the power will come back after a short period. But if you get hit with a storm or something like that, which everyone learned with Maria, it could be very difficult. So, you know, it's not always rainbow and unicorns, but at the same time, you're living in a beautiful island, and this island is so tight-knit that even when something like that happens, people come together and they help each other out to get through these situations.
Organizations like Queremos Sol, they're fighting to make this island a lot more sustainable with energy. They're helping install solar panels all around the island. They're working towards making the island a lot more sustainable by 2035. They want to make 50% of the island sustainable, which is pretty awesome. It's a big goal.
One other thing about living here on the island is that your sneakers are never going to be clean. Don't come over here with some fresh white Air Force Ones because they're going to be beat up.
Yeah.
So you might as well just get used to it.
The second I walk out the house, my sneakers are like literally covered in dust. Let's show them what my sneakers look like real quick.
Okay.
You're going to have to switch the camera angle.
What are those? What are those?
Switch the... New Balances are torn up. These streets are hard. It's hard out here.
But not for nothing, the dirty sneaker look is kind of in. I kind of like fuck with it. I mean, one other thing you should know about living here is that things get done better in person. Don't even try searching online. Don't even do it because you're not going to get anywhere. You want something done, do it in person.
Can you give us like an example?
For example, let's say you just moved here and you're looking to transfer your license to over here to the island. You're not going to find a website online like you would back in the States. No, you have to go either to the organization, I believe it's called Cisco, or you can work with other vendors, which we did, in order to get that done. It's just a process. It's just the way it works over here.
And if there is a website, it's impossible to find. You're not going to find it on Google. It's really hard.
It's not going to be user friendly.
Living in Puerto Rico, one of the things that I did notice as soon as I moved here are things feel less superficial. We lived in New Jersey before this, and I felt as if like you had to have the nicest clothes, the nicest car, who had the nicest apartment. Here, nobody cares about that. People just be on the beach living their life. Rich, poor alike. Everybody kind of just is in their own vibe over here. And honestly, outside of like the mainland US, I've noticed that about a lot of different places. It's less elitist. But make no mistake, people are fly over here. They might not have flashy things, but they know how to dress in Puerto Rico, right?
People, they're gonna throw down. You're gonna be in an episode of like Elite.
Yeah, people dress like Euphoria over here, so be ready for that.
Something you should know about Puerto Rico is that they have the best brunch in the world. Hands down, period. Don't even try to argue. I mean, Jarrell is hooked on the breakfast here, and he got me into it. And let me tell you something. It's like you can't even compare. It's just not even close.
We're about to go to one of our favorite spots, Cafe House. You know, be sure to reserve when you go to brunch here because brunches get packed. Anyway, let's see what the inside is working with. This looks like at least an hour-long wait, but we're crazy. We will do that wait. It was actually an hour wait, but you know, we're crazy. When we're determined to go somewhere, we actually have to see it through. So we're gonna go somewhere else to grab a drink while we wait. Maybe we can finish up this video.
Yeah, we told you had to reserve. We try to be slick. We try to go in person. It ain't work, but...
Oh, by the way, we are in Old San Juan recording this video. We're spending our Sunday just walking around, recording some content. We're about to go to brunch as well. Look at these views. This is honestly the best way to spend a Sunday. All right, we're going to this place called El Asador. Our thing is we love going to bars that are like empty and there's no one.
Look at the vibe in here.
Yeah, oh, this is nice. And for drinks, we're just getting a Moscow Mule, which is basically ginger beer, vodka, and some lemon. I like having this because it's so refreshing. It's really hot over here in Puerto Rico, so whenever I grab a drink, I like to have something that's gonna kind of cool me up. And yeah, that drink did the job. I'm loving this bar and the rustic vibe. It really feels like old San Juan. I highly recommend it, so yeah, check it out. All right, we sat down for like 15 minutes and they already said our table is ready, so
yeah, we couldn't even finish our drink, so I'm like trying to scarf it down. Hopefully they let us have them there, but
yeah, sometimes places will say it's an hour wait, but then it'll be like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah,
I feel like that's happened to us a few times here.
So yeah, we're back here at Coffee House. This spot is so cool because they have live music all the time, and as you can see, I was excited because not only do they have live music, but their food is delicious. We started off with the rellenos de papa. They were so good. Oh my god, they just had like a different flavor, especially I don't know what that sauce was, but that sauce really just put the cherry on top. I would highly recommend trying them out. Jarrell got the Monte Cristo French toast, which he let me know tasted pretty good. You can tell by the little nod right there. I got the egg white omelet with mixed vegetables and home fries. I was trying to keep it a little bit healthy, but the home fries, you know, I had to get anyways. We all know that life is all about a good balance, so sometimes you need to get a little something for yourself.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube for more brunch spots on the island.
One thing about living here in Puerto Rico is you need to be ready for island time, okay? If you're not gonna be patient, you're not gonna just take it slow, you're gonna have a hard time here.
Yeah, the restaurants take a little longer sometimes. You know, the waiters are a little slow sometimes, but the wait is worth it because the food be popping.
Listen, when we first moved here, we would just ask for our check straight up. We'd be like, just give me the check ahead of time, even before the food got here, because we would be in a rush. But now we just got used to it and we just take our time too. Life is too short to be rushing all the time.
One thing that you're going to have to deal with living in Puerto Rico is the humidity. We're from New Jersey, and dealing with humidity wasn't something we ever figured out how to do. In our apartment, if we don't keep the windows open or the AC on, it gets kind of stuffy, and that stuffiness can create mold. So figuring that out has been a challenge. If you have any tips on how to deal with humidity, let us know in the comments below.
Another thing to consider when talking about humidity is the type of furniture that you get also. You need to get furniture that's not gonna like get rusty or, you know, get messed up with the humidity. That's something we didn't think about, especially since we travel and go back to the States a lot to go see our family. So yeah, let us know if you have any tips on like preserving your furniture when you're traveling back and forth from the States.
One of my personal favorite things about living in Puerto Rico is how friendly our neighbors are. People really look out for you here. For instance, I was really sick a few weeks ago. I think I had COVID. I'm not sure. I was getting negative COVID results. But one of our neighbors, she knew I was sick and she packed this care package for me, and it's still stuck with me. She had this bag full of Vicks, medicine, a bunch of different things, and she just really looked out for me. And that's honestly one of my favorite things is people really support their community out here.
She literally said that she's gonna be our building mom. So could you imagine just like meeting someone and them opening their doors like that and just really helping you out? I mean, it really went a long way, and it speaks to what Puerto Rico is all about.
Yeah, compared to Jersey, where we lived in before, we'd get home and people would just go straight into their apartments. They would barely say hi. They barely even look at you in the eye. And that's a huge thing that we found here, is that people really love their neighbors here.
Rent is super expensive over here. People may think that moving over here to Puerto Rico, you're going to save money. But especially if you live in the metro area, you're paying pretty much New York prices. And I'll tell you why. The reason why is you have people moving here, you know, taking advantage of tax incentives like the Act 60 program, which, you know, makes it so people don't have to pay taxes on their income. And so they're pushing out a lot of the locals, and it's making a huge issue here where people can't afford to live here. People that lived here their whole lives.
Because of the current housing crisis, there is a lot of online hate that we experience and xenophobia. People don't want outsiders moving in and raising the rent even higher. Even though we're both Puerto Rican, people get a bit defensive. Despite all of the negativity and the hardships that people face here on the island, we honestly love living here. Being able to explore our roots, go to the nice beaches, and connect with nature has been a real shift from moving to New Jersey and coming to here. And we honestly love it, and we see ourselves living here permanently.
100%. The pros definitely outweigh the cons here. So be sure to follow our journey. If you're watching this video, give us a like and subscribe, because we'll be giving you updates each and every week on our journey here in Puerto Rico.